10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Through Black and White Eyes for the review of the exciting victory last night. I'm still suffering. It was a good night. Saw some old friends, saw people from the show. Absolutely fantastic crack. It really was. So before we get started in talking about the game, please hit the subscribe button, guys. Hit the bell button so you know when we're live. And please consider becoming a member. Link is at the top of the chat. Click on it and you can become a member. And don't forget, we still got the raffle live. We still haven't hit our target. As soon as I hit our target, I will do the draw. I want to get rid of these. They're taking up space in the house, so I really want to get this draw done as quickly as possible, but we need to hit our target. So please DM me, Twitter or email address below if you want some tickets. Right. What a day. It was fun. But first of all, congratulations to Bruno for being Fans Footballer of the Year. He's beaten some unbelievable players to get that accolade. And we all know how good Bruno is for us. He's just absolutely sensational. And he deserves this reward. It's been a hell of a year for him since he joined Newcastle in the bottom three, steered us to safety. And now he's got us into the top four of the Premier League, sitting third until we start again on Boxing Day. So looking forward to it. There's the link if you would like to become a member. Like I say, it's 99p. It's cheap as chips. You get added into prize draws and stuff like that. Miggs is in the house, even though in the chat earlier to say, enjoy the show. Merry Xmas if I don't see you before. And be nice, kind, and like and subscribe to the channel. How are the lads? I'm very second to comment. Nice. All right, a second person to comment. That's what you meant. Also, if anyone paused that ASM created two big chances, he didn't, as Murphy was offside and whistle had gone before Wood blazed it over the bar. I still don't understand. Yeah, weird. Evening, Bazza. Evening, Ian. Evening, Baz. Little hit and miss, but got the result we wanted. Your voice sounds rough. I am rough. I didn't get until 1 o'clock this morning. Had a few beers with a very good old friend. And yeah, a bit tired. Good evening, Baz, says Geordie's at St James's. He's got some news tonight we're going to share later on. Evening, Baz, and good evening, brother. Yeah, congratulations, Bruno. You deserve it big time, definitely. Migs, every time I see the term "How are the lads," I think of Steve Howie. Fair enough. And good evening, Davey. Thanks for joining us. So got to the strawberry nice and early. Had a few sherbets with Lindsay, with Caitlin, with Les, with Topper, my mate, with Andy, who I went to the match with, my cousin Kim, her partner, and his little nephew, I think it was. And Andy brung his little nephew, was a Bournemouth fan. It was his first ever live game seeing Bournemouth play. So I know it was a bit weird him being in the Newcastle end, but he had ADHD and all this sort of stuff. And it was just nice to see a kid enjoying himself at a football match. It really was. Really enjoyed it. Even Andy, hope you're feeling all right. I'm rough. And yes, mate. A couple of little pictures from the ground with great seats in the Leazor end. It was absolutely fantastic. I had a little chat with those guys there behind us a few times through the game, trying to find out, about the decisions that were being made. Flags were superb as always. You can never fault them. They were just absolutely bang on as always. Amazing stuff. Andy B, what round are we in now and where? Come on, Kevin, you should know. Oh, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. My fault. My bad. Very tired. Yes, you made it. You made his nightmare. Good. Honestly, absolutely loved it, and I hope his mum was happy as well that he got to see a game. What did he make of Bournemouth in purple or whatever it was? Just a strip, Kevin. Even the bar's a bit rough, brother. Very rough, Mark. Yes. I went to the Strawberry under Sir Bobby Robson and just stayed in there because it was on the telly. Love it. Oh, yes, very rough. So this is how they're lined up for Bournemouth. It was a bit of a strange formation. I'm not too sure really how they lined up because Solanke was very deep at times. Obviously, they've had a lot of illness through the camp, but they came to St James's Park trying to take the game to penalties, didn't they? That's how I felt it lined up. I mean, the Solanke there, who I was worried about, Kiefer Moore, obviously, is a decent striker, a decent World Cup. But other than that, I mean, I didn't fear Bournemouth at all. I really didn't. Not with hearing about the illness through the camp. And then when I saw our lineup, I was like, what the hell? So this is what we predicted. And we got nowhere near it. Well, we had Botman, right? We had Byrne, Trips, Willock, Longstaff, Joelinton and Miggy. But I was not expecting Port to be in goal. I wasn't expecting Shaw to play. I wasn't expecting Bruno to play. And I wasn't expecting Callum Wilson to start. So this is literally our full-strength team. And it was refreshing to see that obviously we're targeting this trophy now, guys. We really are. We're in the quarterfinal because of the victory. But seeing that team, I was like, oh, yes, we're going to win this 2-3, 4-0 quite comfortably. But it didn't pan out that way. Any idea of the team we play next, please? No, the draw is tomorrow night. So I'll be doing that live while we've got a show on. So we'll be letting you know who we get. It was sort of a purple-blue their strip. We're surprised how strong the lineup was, how being bold, which was unlike him. And they sat back and spotted our player. Yeah, they did. Kev, I have no idea what you mean. So I mean, the first half, goal disallowed. I went in the chat straight away and said, should it have been disallowed? Luckily, I had a signal for some strange reason in St James's Park, which is very rare. And then when you look back on it, Willock did jump over the ball. I know he didn't touch it, but when you jump over it, you're technically involved in the play and you're interfering with play. So unfortunately, I think the right decision was made, even though Wilson buried it beautifully. The goal had to be ruled out because of how close he was to the proximity of the ball. And that's why it got ruled out, to be honest with you. And if that happened to us, I would have expected that to be given offside as well. And I would have been disappointed if it wasn't. So I can't really complain. Did we look like we had a few cobwebs to be blown? Yes, we did, Mark, definitely. Sounds like the Strawberry has been there since St James's Park was built. It's a great pub. Now, there wasn't VAR. I just questioned why it took so long. I think they were wondering whether someone touched it, whether was it a defender that played it back rather than a Newcastle player playing it forward potentially. So he might not have been offside because of that. The final touch of the ball, they were trying to work it out. And the right decision comes in the end. So, this is why VAR is always a good thing to have. I still haven't seen Miggy's miss. How bad was it? Andy, it was terrible. I've seen it quite a few times. So that's the next big chance of the game. Obviously, the ball gets squared to Miggy right at the back post. And he's only 4 yards away. And it's that right foot of Miggy again. He just doesn't have one. And all you got to do is put the ball on target into an empty net. And I don't even know what he did. Ball, it's just Miggy in it with his right foot. Absolute terrible miss. But the other good thing about it, though, is we were creating chances again. So, it wasn't like we were rusty and we weren't finding a way through. We still had decent efforts in that first half. But again, so did they. They did threaten. Newcastle played a beautiful passing game yesterday, but goals didn't come, so it's all good. It just happens. I guess he did a Woody. It was worse than a Woody. He didn't even get it anywhere near towards the goal when he should have. It was terrible. But yeah, the first half, I mean, we had 66% of possession. We had 11 shots. 4 were on target. 6 were off target. It was 1 block shot. We basically dominated the game, but the first half we definitely dominated. It was 2 big chances missed. You know, we almost doubled their passing. Miggy was a cross-come shot. He should have been shooting. It was just terrible. Strawberry built in 1859. There we go. Nice one, Davey. Even and all. Right foot, miss shit, and rather than going towards goal, it rolled sideways about 4 yards out. There we go. Perfectly put, Miggs. A bit like most of us, Davey. I like it. Like I say, we almost doubled their passing. You know, everything we did was brilliant in the first half, except hit the ball in the back of the net, which obviously became a bit of a problem. Even in the second half, it did. I've got a. I'm going to show you at the end. Actually, not quite now. Are we worried Leicester scored 3 over MK and we only won by a... Yeah, but MK Don's in a complete different league. Will our defence be more strong enough to withstand Vardy, Tillemans, Madison, etc.? Yes, it will. Of course it will. Better description means it was a very good description. I've got a picture of all our stats, so shots, like where they were taken from and where they went, stuff like that. So it's very interesting. Yeah, so second half, again, kicking off, it was actually kicking towards the Leazer's end rather than the Gallagher end, which was quite nice because we were in the Leazer's end, so we got to see it a bit better. And again, we probed and probed and probed. We were susceptible on the break, to be fair. I mean, I think Bournemouth could have scored 3 themselves on the night had they been more clinical. But the goal came from a lovely Trippier cross. Wilson was challenged by 2 Bournemouth players and he got into the middle of them and forced the Bournemouth player to head the ball in the completely wrong direction. And it went into the far corner and, you know, we went 1-0 up. It was like, thank God for that. That's what it felt like. Yeah, exactly. 5-4-1. It's very difficult to play against in breakdown in general, isn't it? It was great to see Maxi come on, so he's not injured, and he did have an influence in the game. No, he didn't create 2 big chances, but he definitely created the Wood one, which I've got no idea what that was all about. Madison wasn't on the team, so no, he wasn't. Wood shot was hilariously bad. I want to see it again. It wasn't on the highlights I saw. I can't show you the shot, unfortunately. But I'm going to tell you a little story behind it. I think Wolves, Bournemouth, Crystal Palace, etc. So Maxi comes on. He does a lovely little flick over 2 defenders to put Miggy in. He looked bright. He was trying to be quick. He did some excellent tracking back, which I applauded in the ground. Which is what you want to see, because I never thought I would see Maxi do that, and he got back and covered an area that was dangerous. He definitely made an impact, so it was nice. ASM handballed it. That's why it wasn't on the highlights, and whilst it went over, right, there we go then. Not saying I'm experienced there, but seems any debatable decision never gets shown on the screen. It doesn't. That was annoying. But I had, right, so here's the story. I mean, obviously, the goal comes, we win the game. It's quite comfortable. I mean, like I say, we let a couple of chances to them go, but not many. But this is all our efforts. There's the Chris Wood one. Now, a little story behind this. So obviously, you've probably seen Funny do all these stuff on Twitter where they ask you to predict the score in the first goal scorer. So I said 2-0 Wood. As the first goal was an own goal, it wouldn't have counted as the first goal scorer. So had Wood put that ball in the back of the net and scored and won 2-0, I would have been the only one who predicted that. And I would have won the fun 8-8 guess the score and scorer competition. So thanks, Wood. After all that defending of you, backing you up, same people, he's just lacking confidence. You cost me, big fella. You cost me. What a tit. That would have been a nice couple of free tickets for a show or something like that. I can show you Wood shot. Close your eyes and think of Johnny winning the World Cup. It was that bad. I find it weird that all the stats still have it. Yeah, they do. I don't know why. Yeah, it was offside anyway. It's still hilarious, though. But had Wood scored and it been 2-0, I would have won. It hurts. It hurts a little bit, especially when it's a player you've been defending so much. But a fantastic win. Nice to start with a win like we did at the start of the season. This is what I'm worried about is a slow start. We need to carry on the momentum that we finished going into this World Cup. So it's nice to get this. I know, mate. I know. Hi, Paul. Thanks for joining us as always, mate. Please check out Paul's channel. Paul is a great guy. He follows all the YouTube channels. Hasn't got a bad word to say about anyone. Please go and subscribe to his channel as well, because he's a lovely lad and he does lots of different stuff. So check him out. A lump of wood could have done better. Yeah. I was nearly crying, Andy. I was nearly crying. Because I was saying to them, oh, look, Wood's on. He's going to score. He's going to win me the bet. And no. But like the Murphys, you're not bitter, Baz. Baz, do you hate Wood for that now? Or have I always forgive him? No problem, Paul. You're welcome. David says, hi, Paul. So, yeah, it's in the past now. It's one of those things. He'll score eventually, I hope. Right, going on to man of the matches. So for Bournemouth, obviously picked up Marcos Senesi, fantastic at the back. And again, I mean, his heat map's very strange for a defender because he looked like he's played in midfield and he might have instead, because I mean the Bournemouth players were camped in their own half at times. But 4 tackles, 1 block shot, clearance off the line 1. It touches 46. His passing success rate wasn't fantastic, but it wasn't really about that. It was about his ground duels. He won 5 out of 6. Sorry, he didn't win any aerial duels. He only lost possession 9 times, which isn't bad. And he was fouled once, and he fouled someone once. He had a very solid game, and it's why Bournemouth didn't capitulate, is because he was marshalling everything very, very well. So a big shout out to him for his performance. So it's hard to come to St James's Park and do what they do, and did what they did. Oh, brilliant, Paul. That's fantastic news. Hopefully you can get up to a few more games now. No, Gary Morrow, Blake. No, everyone's unfortunately busy, basically. Can't wait for Batman stats here. Here we go. How did you know? So Botman for me was absolutely tremendous. There was an interception in the first half, and I haven't mentioned it yet because I want to talk about it now, where everything looked like he was in massive danger, and it's happened to him a couple of times. But he's so cool and calm, and the way that he intercepted the ball, controlled it, played it out like nothing, like it was just what he does every day. It was absolutely superb. And there's his stats again. He played the whole 90. 5 clearances, 2 interceptions. He dribbled past a player once. His passing accuracy, 95.7%. And don't forget, he does play dangerous balls into midfield at times. There was 1 key pass. He created a big chance. 6 out of 7 long balls were effective. His aerial duels actually lost 1. He only won 2 out of 3, which is not like him. Possession lost 2, which is unbelievable. And shots off target 1. He did have a bit of a header that didn't go very well. And Shaw had a very, very good drive in the half as well. So, yeah, good stuff. So very, very impressive. There's a few little more stats about him at the moment. Everyone's probably seen this. Sven Botman has been at NUSC for 173 days. They're still yet to lose a competitive game of football for the club. 16 games, 11 wins, 9 clean sheets. Absolutely fantastic. And this is how it all looks for him. Started off at Forest, and he's just ticked them all off. It's been absolutely superb and ever present, hasn't he? Let's have a look. Whoa. Oh, we've just done that one on Facebook. Cheers, Paul. Says a lot. We dominated, had all the ball, yet a defender is singled out for us. Says it all. Wasn't a great game. It wasn't a great game because it really wasn't. But the stats overall: 63% of possession, 17 shots, only 5 on target, which obviously needs to improve. 8 off target, 4 block shots, created 3 big chances, missed them all. Shots inside the box 11, shots outside the box 6. So we're doing everything right. 512 passes, 83% accuracy of the passing. Can't really complain, but Botman, I mean, both defenders from either side were superb all night, and that's what limited the game to an own goal, basically. Cheers, Paul. I thought you were going to say the other 3 lads were more ill than you. No, they weren't even out. Well, Blade was. Blade's really ill. So we wish Blade a speedy recovery. He's got the flu. So hopefully he'll be back to good health soon. Liam's computer's broke. Maura's Christmas shopping. And Gary's still at work. So there you go. And Sam is out with action for a while because she's very busy at work and Christmas and kids and family and stuff like that. Botman looks like our best centre-back in my lifetime. He's definitely going to be that. Jonathan Woodgate for me was, but I think Botman's going to overtake him because I think he's just unreal. And I said this when we bought him, guys. I was leading up to it going, we need this guy. He will marshal our defence for 10 years. And, I was so happy when we got him. Surely Van Gaal regrets not picking him for Holland. It was outrageous. Botman wasn't at the World Cup. You'd think so now, but we still won. Exactly. We won when playing badly, and that's what great teams do. Someone has offered Vauxhall Vectra 4-month MOT. Cool, mate. I know nothing about cars, though, mate. Even though I'm ill with the flu, not beer, currently shivering under every blanket I own. Beer as well. To be fair, we shouldn't have lost any games this season. Tough one. Liverpool, does my head in that Liverpool game. Obviously, we'd never sell, but what price tag on him? Botman, you've got to be looking at the Virgil van Dijk sort of fee. I would never sell him for anything other than 100 million, to be honest with you, or more. Lots of noise going on. The missus was sorting out some stuff for her to drink and eat whilst she was watching TV. Is that where we lost at Liverpool? No, Sven. Could have been. Hi, Morgul. Paul Gallant, check the boot for dead bodies. Definitely was coming from Wall's End. Get well soon, Blade. Liverpool 5 o'clock shadow offside, ridiculous. Oh God, yeah. Hope not. I would pass out. Blade, I am feeling great. Neither. Most people in the country are sick. I think you're probably right. Never the beer, mate. Thanks, Mark. Hi, Davey. Did Shaw go off injured? No, I just think he needed a rest. I mean, he played on most of the World Cup games for Switzerland, didn't he? So, get well soon. Hi, Barry. 201 subscribers so far. Happy days. We need to get that up, Paul. Thanks, Kevin. Hope you're better soon, mate. Liverpool away hurt. How said that hurt? It did hurt. And cheers, Andy. Botman is a complete machine. He is. That's why we call him the Batman. But let's face it, we can't have a Newcastle game without talking about Bruno Guimarães as well. He played 88 minutes, 37 passes in the final third. He had 9 recoveries, 7 dribbles, 2 tackles, 1. Jules won in total 12. The man is a machine. Didn't have his best game, but no one did really. But he still stands out alongside Botman. Gather there are bad pints of Foster's going around. What did I drink? I was on Heineken and then Peroni. Yeah, I mean, my guts haven't been great today, to be fair. But there we go again. Bruno, he's just superb, isn't he? He really is. There's the photograph at the end of the game. I'm trying to have a look to see who looks dodgy. I mean, look at Murphy. His face is always brilliant in these photographs. He absolutely loves it. Miggy in there in the middle. Bruno giving it the heart. But other than Murphy, there isn't really anyone that looks a little bit out of place there, is there? Which is a bit of a shame, because I normally like to see some dodgy ones in there, but there isn't any. Robo man, yeah, no, it doesn't really work. Bruno was why Bournemouth couldn't get out. That is true. Rape not putting your pint. That was the 10-year-old. Love it. Hi Barry, what's your best video clip? DM me. My best video clip. Oh God, I haven't got a video clip from the game, to be honest with you. The one you kidnapped. We did not kidnap any kids. Let's not go down that route. Another great picture that came out of it as well. Saint-Maximin and Bruno, they're having a bit of love in there, which is absolutely fantastic to see. I didn't realize till yesterday before the game there's 2 Murphys in the squad. Another squad was on the bench again against Real Vallecano. Never saw him before in my life. Oh, God. Please don't say things like that. But yeah, absolute fantastic result. We're into the quarterfinal. The draw's tomorrow after the game. We do have a live show tomorrow, so we might have to interrupt the live show for the draw, depending on what time it starts. But we will be doing it live on the channel because the quarterfinal draw is something we haven't seen for a very, very, very long time. And I'm very, very excited about it. But yeah, that's everything about the game. Don't forget, guys, we've still got the NUFC crests for sale. £35 at the moment. They might go back up to 40 at some point. Oh man, where is it? I can't find them. There they are. So £35. If you'd like one before Christmas, it's still possible. There is also an option to collect from Heaven or North Shields available if you want to buy one and collect it rather than wait for delivery. But £35, amazing Christmas present for anyone who wants one. Drop me a message on Twitter or via the email address below, and we can sort you one out ASAP. Fantastic, fantastic badges. Trust me, I've got one myself, and I love it. Highest figure for video. Oh, highest figure for a video. Oh, I don't know. Nice. How do you get 16k, but then you've only got 200? I don't get it. People just need to hit the button, don't they? Who's your preferred opponent, home or away? Definitely home in anyone. We talked about that on the night, to be fair. Alex Murphy, I'm talking about on the 21 player. Yeah, Kevin, we're talking about the game. We're talking about the result. I'm not talking about Real Vallecano, mate. Stick with the program. I'm trying to get some momentum going here. I've got a little bit of a transfer update, so I'll quickly go through that before we end the show because it is a quick one tonight. Karius' deal is done, so he's going to sign a 2-year deal with Newcastle. That's absolutely fantastic. He deserves it. He put in a great performance in Saudi Arabia. I think he'll be a great number 2 for us. A 2-year deal is fantastic. Ashby's a done deal as well. Player wants to move. Eddie wants the player. It will go down to a tribunal on the price. Madison is still strong. We still think it's going to happen, but he's willing to hand in a transfer request if he hasn't done it already. He wants to move to Newcastle, so I'm sure something's got to get done. Geordie at St James's Park says that it's from his friends at Leicester, they're saying the deal's as good as done, and there could be another player on the horizon. We don't know who it is. It's not Harvey Barnes, though, unfortunately, but there is potentially another player that could come our way. Very, very interesting stuff. I can't wait for the January window to open. Cavarar, the guy, you were all right. Priced out of a move to NUFC. Napoli setting price at 80 million and don't want to sell him. So that's like kind of a hands-off price, and it's probably what he's worth, to be fair. We've made inquiries to 4 top wingers who play in Europe, so it'll be very interesting to know who they are. Mudryk is one. Contact made with Players Club and agent. So Mudryk, I still think he's going to Arsenal personally myself, but there you go. But we can make inquiries and find out what's going on. Doesn't mean we're going to sign them, remember? So inquiries. Inquiry made for Milan Skriniar. Price of player had made NUFC very interested, so you never know, but I think he's off somewhere else as well. NUFC to hold talks with Brighton over the possibility of signing Trossard and Jan. They're going back in with an improved offer deal, so that's very interesting as well. I would love Trossard at Newcastle. I know he's getting on a little bit in age, 27, but if Chelsea aren't going to let us have Pulisic, then Trossard is probably the next best option for us, I think. So yeah, so hopefully I've made a person's ears bleed who lives in Blythe, who decided to put a comment on Twitter to say, I hope you do some transfer news because his ears bleed every time I hear what you fucking say. What a knob. Simple as that. But we enjoy it, and that's why we're here and talking about stuff, isn't it? Oh, what's this one? Hi Barry, wait till you see the one I bought. Superb. Yeah, just seeing if you have two browsers open, you can like the video twice. Class. Oh yeah, hit the thumbs up, guys, please, if you don't mind. It really does help. I will like Newcastle v Southampton. You mentioned Murphy, so that's why I spoke about it. Yeah, but we're talking about Murphy in the picture, mate. Picture. Not about Murphy on the bench in the Real Cannavaro game, who's nothing to do with Jacob Murphy, who's in the picture. I will like Newcastle. Yeah, do you record match day outside? No, I don't, mate, because I don't always get to games. So Suyunchai, I think that's how it's spelled. I definitely do not want him. He's not even at Leicester anymore, is he? I thought he moved. I'm sure they sold him. Transfer market has our second highest target as Azrael. Never heard of him, either have I. Prefer McAllister from Brighton. Different player, though. But yes, I 100% would love to see him in a Newcastle shirt, but I can't see it. Always appreciate the updates. Thanks, Migs. Don't matter. I know, man. I just want to stick to it because you throw me off on a different direction when we talk about things like other things. I want to talk about this and transfers and stuff. That's what the show's for tonight, Kevin. But yeah, so that's pretty much it from me tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it. The little review of the game. It was a great night. Honestly, I'm hanging. I would have stayed on longer, but I'm so tired. I blame Andy and I blame my mate Suyunchi. Is that Spurs? Is it a different Suyunchi we're talking about here then? Kev, try him on cricketers. Hey, I can talk about cricket all day. I want to watch some darts as well if I can. But absolutely love the game. Yes, it was great meeting Andy and his little nephew, I believe it was, who was a Bournemouth fan, and he enjoyed himself. He loved it. It was great seeing Blade, Caitlin, Lindsay, Les, who watches the show. Great to see my mate Topper as well, who I haven't seen for ages, and drinking till 12:30 and then probably going to miss the metro, so we had to get his lass to come and pick us up, which is quite funny. It's like, whoops. But yeah, so absolutely loved it. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Don't forget the next game is not until Boxing Day. It's Leicester away. Very, very tough game. And we'll do a preview for it closer to the time because we want to wait till Eddie Howe does his press conference and we find out who's available, who's not available. Trussell would do nicely. Not keen on the Ukrainian lad. If he said he wants to go to Arsenal, let him go there. We don't need another Sissoko. I kind of agree, Mark, but you know, our project can be sold to anyone. So fingers crossed, and he's a good player. But again, we'd probably be outpriced, and Arsenal will probably get him anyway. So it's one of those ones, isn't it? But keep an eye out. We're going to be live tomorrow. We're going to do a Premier League review with the other 14. They're absolutely brilliant. The stats are unbelievable. It really shows who are the players we should be targeting from the teams below us. Baz, missed it. Back on next time. You're on, bud. Oh, yeah. Tomorrow night, I'm going to try and get on 8 o'clock. Cheers for the show and the updates, Baz. You're welcome, Mark. Hopefully, see you all tomorrow. I will be feeling, hopefully, Blade will be feeling a lot better. I just need some sleep. And you're welcome, Andy. It was good to meet you. And yeah, so I'll see you all tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And hopefully, we'll have some more news by then as well. I will let you all know. Take care till then.